Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and today I am back with another video here. Second game in a row for the Flyers, the first of 16 back-to-backs this season. Flyers pick up a 2-1 win over the Vancouver Canucks. Follow up last night against the Oilers, pick up another win. 4 points now on this 3-game road trip. Now have Calgary on Saturday, who has been fantastic as of late. They just had a whole road trip, went 5-0 on it, just beat Pittsburgh tonight 4-0. That'll be a very good game Saturday night for the Flyers, another good test for them. But let's talk about this game. They pick up a 2-1 win against the Canucks in a rematch game as Vancouver beat the Flyers in the home opener for the Flyers back on the 15th. And that was a crazy game, and it was a very similar game, honestly. Not as much, goals and things like that and crazy things late. But the first period and the way the second played out was very similar to the opening game here for the Flyers. But first, let's talk about the lines. A little bit of a different mix-up. Obviously, Martin Jones would start in net this game. He was fantastic. He had 27 saves on 28 shots. He's 7-1-1 at Rogers Place. He's just fantastic playing in Vancouver. I mean, he has such a good record playing in Vancouver, and I think that's another thing. He gets to go home, play in front of friends and family, like he had mentioned. And same thing with Hart in Edmonton. Hart goes home, picks up a win at home. Jones picks up a win at home. So that was really good. But lines for this one for the Flyers: Giroux, Couturier, Konechny, Farabee, Brassard, Atkinson, Lindblom, Lawton, JVR. Thompson on the left wing. You have Patrick Brown making his Flyers debut, and McEwen. So Albie Cabell comes out. Brown comes in, not Braun. Brown comes in, slips into the 4C spot. Thompson goes to the left side, plays wing. Defense is the same: Provy, Braun, Sanheimer, Stolainen, Yandel, and Sealer. And obviously, as I said, Jones. 21 seconds in, though. 1-0 Flyers. Tip by Giroux on a breakout. Konechny finds Couturier, puts it right in the wheelhouse. Bam, 1-0. 21 seconds in. Couldn't have asked for a better start for the Flyers. Not even 2 minutes later, the Flyers, they get a 2-on-1 chance. Now they're going to exit out of there. Lindblom almost squeaked one through with JVR crashing the net. And then the Canucks go D-to-D. Shannon over to Hughes. Shot goes off the post, off Jones' skate, and then 1-1. So literally not even 2 minutes later, the Flyers had another 2-on-1 chance. And then the Canucks scored. So right then and there in the first 3.5, 4 minutes of this game, already have 2 goals. Flyers were very aggressive at the red line and the blue line. They had a lot of good pressure on the Canucks breakout. The Canucks just missed on a pass in front. Flyers had a really good start in the first 5 minutes. Flyers get a power play. Hughes has a holding call on Farabee. Again, the set plays that the Flyers have done on the power play this year have been great. They had a couple in this game, and they get one here. 2-1, perfect play. It was another set play against the Canucks. We saw that. The bank pass, again, very similar. Giroux, bank pass off the wall. Couturier right in front of JVR. Slam dunk, 2-1. Great play, great setup. 10 seconds into the power play, Flyers get the lead back. And that would literally be the last goal of this game. As this game went on, the Flyers absolutely dominated this first period. They got another power play. Didn't really have much going on. Honestly, besides the goal, the power play had a couple good looks. A couple late in the third, but it was like kind of here and there when they had their looks. If not, they were kind of off, or the Canucks had a pretty good job on the PK. Flyers had a good shift here from the third line after that kill by Vancouver. Lindblom had a shot from the point with JVR in front of the net. First line had another good shift after that. Konechny had a tip on a 3-on-2 rush. Really nice pass by Sealer, and Coots sent it right to the front. Really nice save there by Halak. Sanheim pinches to create a chance for Farabee in front. Pretty good pad save. I thought Sanheim was fantastic tonight, if I'm being honest with you. He was one of the guys that I thought he had a really active stick. He made a couple good pinches. He really fought through winning those puck battles, which was something I thought the Flyers struggled a little bit with last night, was just winning those one-on-one battles where they just had like one little effort to just kind of get the puck out or things like that. It was just like small plays like that they couldn't really get out of the zone, and that was a result to the Zach Hyman goal last night. They had a couple puck battles that they lost, and then Hyman ended up scoring. I thought Sanheim and others did a really good job of winning those puck battles, getting the puck out. And I thought they did a really good job of that, especially in the first period. Giroux was stoned in front off of a nice pass by Lawton to find him. The Canucks had some pressure there for the first time in a while, but the Flyers got a scoring chance out of it going out of the zone. Farabee has another scoring chance, 2-on-1. End of the first period. Great period for the Flyers. Very similar to the opening game against Vancouver. Shots were 15-4 in favor of the Flyers. Scoring chances were 11-5. Again, they were just all over them from, the 2 goals. Offensive zone time, which was fantastic. Really good breakouts. The Canucks just kind of looked dead, if I'm being honest with you. The Flyers took advantage of them. But as the second went on, they had a good start. First couple minutes, the Flyers got some pressure. They had scoring chances, but they didn't really result into many shots. They only had 5 shots in the period. 3 of them came in the first handful of minutes. So, it was kind of like really a back and forth kind of start to the period. Flyers had a couple good shifts. Canucks answered back with some pressure. Giroux hit Couturier in front for a tip chance. Really nice bad save there by Halak. McEwen had a hit that set up a whole play for the Flyers. Atkinson had another shot. Puck came right out to the slot, just fired it. Absolutely love the shoot-first mentality that Atkinson has brought to the team. And again, obviously him scoring has been fantastic. McEwen fights with Shen. Really nice tilt. Both guys got punches in, but Vancouver gets a power play out of this. And it's called unsportsmanlike because McEwen was grabbing onto Shen's visor. And it's just like, I've never seen that before. That might have been one of the stupidest things I have ever seen get called as an unsportsmanlike, but okay. That, to me, seemed like a penalty just to get the Canucks back into the game. That's exactly what it did. That power play got the Canucks momentum. Jones had a handful of good saves. Rob Pettersson on a one-timer. Miller had a nice chance in tight. Flyers were very good on the PK, though. Aggressive. They had won a lot of puck battles. Jones, as I said, had some good saves. Canucks get momentum after that. Then they get another power play. Ristolainen with a cross-check. That was 2 back-to-back in a handful of minutes. You really want to stop that. Jones had a nice save in front. The Flyers were really getting hammered in the offensive zone. Just on the breakouts, the Canucks were right there on them, just attacking them. And that's one thing that the Oilers did last night, too, in the second period. So, again, the Canucks, they get 2 power plays in this period. Flyers didn't really do much offensively. Shots were 16-5 in favor of the Canucks. Jones really bailed them out in that second. And really, he just kept the Flyers in the game. He didn't make any crazy saves. But again, it was very similar to the game against Boston. They didn't have a great, they didn't have the best overall game. But Boston is a team that shoots a lot, and Jones had to make a handful of good saves, and he did. And, I felt like in this game, the Flyers, they didn't necessarily have their best second period. And obviously, again, playing a back-to-back, it's tough with getting legs and things like that. And obviously, you're getting tired as the game's going on. But Jones definitely kept the Flyers in this one, and obviously the second period was huge. But starting off, Flyers get a power play, literally off the opening face-off at 19:38. Really not much from the first unit, to be honest. Konechny had Fan on a one-timer in the slot. Atkinson had a one-timer that just hopped right over his stick and ended up rolling out of the zone. That was it. Flyers had some early pressure, had a 3-on-2 rush from the third line. Power play here for the Canucks. Lindblom is a holding penalty. Thompson ended up flagging down a Miller pass. Halak ended up springing Miller as the puck went down the ice. Really nice save there by Jones. Pettersson ended up fanning on a one-timer. Farabee had a nice one-handed tip on a little saucer pass that he kind of just smacked at it, went out of the zone. I think Farabee's actually looked really good on the penalty kill. He's made some good plays. He's intercepted passes. He's got those plays where he kind of just tips it out, or he makes that little quick play along the wall where he kind of knocks the puck away out of the offensive player's feet there. But JVR has a chance in front here after that. Flyers kill that one off. Threw puck to the net, but Halak had a really nice save in traffic. Lawton and Lindblom went to the net. I was surprised. I honestly thought it went in, but just by the way that everybody was kind of surrounding and the way that the puck was just going to the net with a bunch of bodies in front, I was like, please go in, but ended up not. Provorov had a really nice play, broke up a Horvat chance on a 4-on-2 rush, active stick again. I thought him, Braun, guys like Yandel, I thought the Flyers did a good job of that, and they've really done a good job of that through the 6 games of the season so far. They've had a lot of good plays where they just had active sticks and things like that, and they've been able to break up the rush as it's coming their way. Vancouver gets another power play. JVR trips Alvarez and Larson. Pretty unfortunate play, and then 4-on-4. Pettersson ends up holding Couturier. The Canucks didn't really do anything with the first couple seconds there of that power play. But Jones ends up robbing Myers in the slot. Ristolainen just lost Brock Besser. I don't know what happened. It was a complete miscommunication. Risto missed him. Besser ended up trying to wrap it around, and he threw it out in front. Jones made a great kick save on Myers. Konechny was robbed on a power play chance on a one-timer. Beautiful setup for the Flyers. Then the Flyers do that set play that I've talked about before, where Giroux is behind the net and Coots is in his spot, and G comes up hits Coots for the one-timer, ended up hitting the crossbar. So they've done a lot of these set plays on the power play, and it's definitely thrown teams off. They've got a couple goals from it. If they keep doing that, the power plays look really good so far this season. On the broadcast, when they had scored that goal, they said they were 5 for 14. As of right now, the Flyers, they were 1 for 5 tonight, so they'd be 5 for 19 on the season. So they've definitely had their looks, and it's definitely looked good. But again, after that, Braun had a really nice stick check on Podkolzin in the slot. Braun has looked so good with Provorov. Had a great game last night. Definitely continue that tonight. Pretty good shift here by the first line. After that, they won a couple battles, kept the puck in that Canucks zone. Atkinson iced the puck on a play where he literally just had to skate another, and if he took another stride and just got to the red line, it would have just been a dump in clear and they could have changed, but it was an icing. And anyway, the Flyers ended up escaping that. Then the Canucks, they get an empty net. And there's a penalty. It's a delayed penalty on the Flyers. Provorov goes off for tripping, and then Garland and Besser are just wide open, and Jones makes a great save with it, literally off his head. Great save off of his mask there. Ends up deflecting to the corner. Then Miller just lobbed it into the Flyers, and in the middle, the couple Flyers standing there so that they can get the power play. Minute 20 left. They take the timeout, set up a couple plays. Didn't really get anything crazy off. They had a shot from the point. Pretty good save there by Jones. But that was it. I mean, the Flyers played good defensive hockey in the third. I thought they played pretty good in front of Jones in the third. The Canucks didn't have anything really too crazy, in that third period. Like, they had a couple chances off of, the one miscommunication on the Myers chance. And then you also had, obviously, the one, as I said, from Besser. But really, that was it. I thought Jones played a fantastic game tonight. Made saves when he needed to. He kept the Flyers in it. Obviously, the second period wasn't great, but this was definitely a gutsy win from the Flyers. And obviously, the back-to-back, that's a huge thing. Obviously, not having your legs. I think that's a reason why Brown gets put into the lineup, too. Because, again, the fourth line had a good game. And that's another thing that kind of goes to it. It's like the fourth line had a good game last night, and they scored. So it's like, why would you break it up? But then again, you have a back-to-back. You have 3 games in 4 nights. You wanted to get some fresh legs into the lineup. And I thought Brown and the fourth line overall had a pretty good game. But yeah, it was definitely a gutsy win from the Flyers tonight. Stat-wise, wasn't the best. They ended up losing in face-off percentages. Canucks won 55% of the draws. They actually won the first 6 draws of this game, even though the Flyers were up 1-0 at that point, and then it was tied. But Canucks had 41 hits to the Flyers 13, so a very physical game for the Flyers. And again, one thing I loved before the game was Ristolainen with the black eye and the cut, above his eyebrow from taking that puck to the face last night. He was just an absolute warrior last night. I thought the Flyers played a solid game overall. You're going to need gutsy wins like that in a season where you have a lot of back-to-backs. So that's definitely one thing you want to see. And obviously there was a lot of good things that came out of this game. You have the power play that looked all right as the game went on. Really nice set play on the goal. Obviously Couturier gets his first actual legit goal of the year, because 2 of Coots' goals of the 3 he has are both empty netters. So his first legit goal they scored on a goaltender. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good game for the Flyers tonight. Let me know your thoughts below. Remember, guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.